She's a wild otter, and by every law of nature she should stay far away from people. But every time I take my kayak out, she swims straight toward me. She climbs right in and looks for a hug. That's how a story began that I didn't believe myself at first.
And I got many questions about the story behind Leia.
Every time I go out on the lake, I know she'll appear. First, I see a small dark nose above the water, then ripples on the surface. And a few seconds later, Leia is right there, swimming straight up and climbing into my kayak without hesitation. She needs me to hold her. If I pause for even a moment, she starts climbing higher, like she's checking why I'm not reacting. Sometimes I think that if I tried to ignore her, she'd just crawl right under my wetsuit. For her, it's about safety. Leia knows that as long as she's close to me, nothing will hurt her. I'm the biggest animal in that lake to her, and while she stays near me, no one will attack her. She's the most playful animal I've ever met, but this didn't start with a kayak at all.
It's an early morning here in Sweden. The sun is just about to rise.
The first time I saw Leia, I was walking through the forest. We heard a strange sound, something like a cry. It's a sound you don't confuse with anything else. When we got closer, we saw a tiny otter lying in the grass. She was completely alone. We stepped back because we didn't know if her mother might be nearby. A little later, a friend called me and said an otter had been found near a major road. That's when it became clear that no help was coming unless we stepped in. We had to act. I had never taken care of a baby otter before, and honestly, I was scared. With animals like this, every step matters. If you do something wrong, you can cause more harm than good. Leia was very weak. She hadn't eaten or drunk anything for a long time. The first days were only about getting food and water into her. We checked for injuries, watched her breathing, monitored her temperature. At the same time, we had to create a safe place for her. We built a small, cozy nest where she could curl up. We put a soft toy inside so she wouldn't feel so alone. She pressed herself against it like it was alive. It was clear she needed warmth and a sense of presence nearby. Leia made it very clear that if she wanted attention, she would get it. But I also knew that otters aren't meant to live inside a house. They have thick fur, their own needs, their own world. My goal wasn't to keep her with me forever. It was to give her a chance to live the life she was meant to live. Slowly, she began to change. She became braver, more curious, more independent. That's when we introduced her to water. At first, it was just a small kiddie pool. Then we moved to the lake. The first swims were short. We used a small leash so I could help if she got scared. Step by step, Leia understood that water was her element. She started diving, playing, learning how to control her body. Watching that was incredible. Sometimes I would just sit nearby and watch her play on her own. Exploring rocks, touching driftwood with her paws, diving and popping back up. In those moments, I tried not to interfere. It was important that she could be an otter, not a pet. I started to realize that my role was changing. At first, I was her rescue. Then, I was her support. And now, I was becoming just a part of her world that would eventually need to step away so she could move forward on her own. The real breakthrough came when we started going out on the lake together in the kayak. For her, it was the perfect way to stay close to me while still being in the water. When we paddle, she curls up against me, sometimes naps on my knee, crawls under my jacket or my life vest. Sometimes she just sits there, looking around like she's studying the world. I never imagined an otter could be this affectionate. Sometimes she would come back from her own adventures and just want to lie next to me, press close, and rest. But over time, I noticed she started leaving more often, staying away longer, seeking less contact, and I realized that was a good sign. It meant she was ready.
At the time. And then she shows up like nothing happened.
Letting go was hard, very hard. For 2 years, Leia was a huge part of my life. We went from a helpless little bundle in the grass to a confident wild animal who knows how to live. This was a chance that probably comes once in a lifetime. A bond between a human and an animal isn't about ownership, it's about trust and responsibility. Leia's story reminded me that sometimes when you save a life,
So that's a little story about Leia.
you end up saving a part of your own too. If you enjoyed this story about Leia, like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel to see more touching and amazing stories.